Hello everyone. Now, I was just enjoying my morning coffee when I realized we had been given a bit of a teaser, and I figured I might as well share this teaser with you guys, since you guys are probably going to be quite interested. And that is, of course, the upcoming Royal Navy destroyers. They have been credited to our to CCPTS accounts. We've also been given the Jean Bart and the Prinz Eitel Friedrich. So I figured I'm gonna take a quick look at them in the port to give you guys an idea of what exactly you got coming your way. Sadly, I'm not allowed to play these yet, so there won't actually be any gameplay. This will be more of a teaser more than anything. The first one is the Medea. It's pretty interesting that the torps already deal 10k damage, and it can stealth torp just fine. I wonder what kind of line they're actually going for. The Valkyrie. See, mount. What kind of gun ranges are we dealing with? Pretty decent gun ranges. Identical torps, just faster cooldown. Not very fast yet, but this is low tier. In general, the DDs or ships in general start to take shape around tier 5 or tier 6, depending on the line. Until then, they can vary entirely. Like, for example, IGN line. The difference between Tenryu, Kuma, and Furutaka is massive. They play completely different. Now is it tier 4. Are we starting to see something here? Still the same torps. Still the same 10k damage, 1.1 km detectability. I think these are like going to be the default low tier torpedoes. The thing with Royal Navy, of course, will be that you'll be able to launch the torps one at a time. The smoke seems like a combination of American. Actually, it's just Royal Navy, isn't it? It's just directly Royal Navy. Very short bloom time, 15 seconds, but a fairly decent duration. It's going to be quite interesting. Starting to gain some speed, the Wakeful. Are starting to get interesting, and then we have the Acasta. Interesting. Oh, mount. Oh, let's see, we're starting to gain gun range, starting to get somewhat decent, 120 mils at tier 5. 2x4. Pretty good torpedo power at tier 5, to be fair. 8 torps. 8 torps at tier 5. 6 km range only though. Concealment 6.8. Even with Concealment Expert, you won't be able to stealth torp with the tier 5. Ouch. So, I mean, initially, very much it looks like a Nicholas. It's able to torp well at close range, but ultimately it's pretty much relegated to a gunboat role. Icarus. Oh, now we finally get our first torpedo upgrade. Now we're starting to get some torpedo upgrades going. Health pool. Wow, that's a very underwhelming. Well, I mean, tier 6 still, but 12k at tier 6. Let's hope this one should be able to stealth torp. Okay, you still got the same concealment. You get access to the first Hydro now. That low tier Royal Navy Hydro. The speed starts to get decent, and you can stealth torp fairly well. Wow, and these torps hit hard. Holy crap. 16k pop torps at tier 6. That starts getting pretty scary, because you can one-shot enemy DDs very easily with these torpedoes. So that's going to start getting actually pretty terrifying in terms of fire. And you can launch 10 torps as well. The cooldown, of course, is absolutely massive. More than 2 minutes of cooldown. But it looks like the tier 6 is starting to get quite a bit of power. The AA is completely irrelevant though, like holy crap. It barely has anything in terms of AA. Jervis, tier 7. Oh, and now we start getting a lot of firepower. Let's see, let's slot the default or the upgraded hull. 12 km range. The guns, 5-second reload. Yeah, we're just starting to get some good firepower. Good forward firing arcs. Oh, this turret, look at this turret. It might even be a 360-degree turret. I don't know if these small things are gonna block the back turret, but it might even be a 360-degree turret in the back, which makes it very Gajah Mada-esque. 7 km torps, still able to stealth torp. Turning circle very tight, 590 meter turning circle. Still able to stealth torp with concealment expert, but the gap isn't really that big. Slightly faster torpedo reload. Mostly it's clearly they're looking mostly. I mean they are hybrids, but obviously so far they've been mostly gunboat focused, almost entirely gunboat focused. The shell velocity seems decent at 808, but they are small shells, so they're gonna lose that shell velocity very, very quickly. And we have the lightning. Sorry about that, I'm still enjoying my morning coffee, so still waking up while I'm checking this out. And I figured you guys probably want to get a sneak preview of these ships as well, so might as well show you. Okay, now the guns significantly change. At least the turret. Look at the turrets. What the hell are those turrets? Those are some mean looking turrets. Actually, they look kinda special. Interesting. Okay. How about the back turret? Yeah, this should be absolutely be a 360-degree turret in the back. Absolutely should be that. So this is the tier 8 then. Let's see, we still have only 8 km torps. Wow. Now, why is 8 km torps at tier 8 such a big issue compared to, for example, 6-7 km torps at tier 6 and tier 7? That's because the prevalence of radar goes up explosively at tier 8. And the fact that the tier 8 only has 8 km torps can become a huge issue, because yes, these torps look quite good with the speed and the damage, but that range is going to be a huge issue. Because that means in order to be effective, you have to push into enemy radar range every single time. Health pool almost 16k. Main battery, still 5-second reload. You actually lose some HE and AP velocity. Interesting. Wait a minute. What else? What do you gain in return? Fire chance is 8, 1.7 alpha. You gain 1% fire chance and maybe, I don't know, improve the AP ballistics. We'll have, that's something that have to be checked from the data mining. What kind of concealment do we get on this thing? What kind of concealment do we get on this thing? I think we can get pretty spicy concealment. Whoa, 6.3? Hold up. Hold up, boys. We need to, this needs to be explored. Wait a minute. Let's go default DD build. Go away. Oh, 5.5 concealment. Damn. This ship actually looks pretty cool with the camo, not gonna lie. So the Lightning gets very competitive concealment compared to the IGN. The question is, does IGN need to have another line that has very competitive concealment compared to it, especially if it has gunpowder like this? Because this Dakka Dakka is no joke. This is gonna be a lot of Dakka Dakka. Huh. Interesting. It handles like a god as well. The speed, 36 knots, isn't the most amazing, but turning circle and rudder shift time are both great. So the Lightning is, based on initial stats, besides the torpedo power, it seems to be gearing up to be quite a scary competitor. The AA is garbage though. Absolute garbage. And there's no defensive AA to protect it, but once again you'll have access to Hydro. So as a knife fighter against especially IGN DDs, wow. Like, what do you do against this? You try to torp, he has Hydro active and he dodges. He has the same concealment as you do, but he'll be able to outgun you. This could be quite terrifying. Jutland. Tier 9 Jutland, let's see. Slot this, slot some upgrades. Okay, let's see. Let's start by concealment actually. There we go. Interesting. Let's see what. Oh, whoa! What kind of concealment are we getting here? Are we gonna? Is this gonna be the thing for the Royal Navy? The God tier concealment? Is that their like thing? 5.5 km on the tier 9 as well. Holy moly. Have they actually buffed the reload in return then? Or... Whoa! Holy crap, that's a fast 3.5 second reload? Now, HE and AP shell velocity goes down, fire chance goes down a bit, and the caliber goes down to 114. But that's still a really terrifying reload, 3.5. Holy crap. This might be like a new potential IFHE DD line. The torps are 10 km. That's not bad. You can deal with 10 km fairly well. 2-minute cooldown. The question is, do you want to build this torpedo or gunboat focused? You can probably go torpedo focused fairly well. You get it down to 102 seconds just with the module. Then you add in the captain perk and you get it below 100 seconds. Then you add in AR and stuff. Wow, this can be a really good destroyer. A really good destroyer. The AA values are okayish, but with no defensive AA, they're never really gonna achieve much. Whoa, it's slow though. Holy crap, it's slow. Are you kidding me? For a destroyer, 34 knots? What? Okay, so this is gonna be the major weakness then. Holy crap. So concealment, god tier. Torps, very strong. Firepower, very strong. Health, what the hell? That's an insane amount of health. 21.5k? Okay, that is with survivability expert, but still, that's a very terrifying gunboat. Very terrifying gunboat, or hybrid. But very easy to outrun as well. I mean, no IGN DD. IGN DD might get spotted and shot at, but it should never get hunted down by this thing, because this thing with no speed boost available, you shouldn't be able to hunt down anything in the Jutland. Very slow. 34 knots is, it might be one of the slowest, probably the slowest high tier DD in the game. Like, no joke. That is hilariously slow. Actually, let's put this into perspective. Let's get rid of this. Let's add tier 9's DDs in comparison. Oh, I don't actually have them. Ah, never mind. Never mind. I'm a potato. I forgot I'm a PTS, so I can't show you. But trust me when I say 34 knots for a destroyer is incredibly slow. It looks pretty cool though. Let's look at the premium camo. I guess it looks okay. It looks pretty cool. That's a pretty cool looking, and not that impressed. Finally, the tier 10, the daring. Camo looks, once again, not the biggest fan. Doesn't look too bad, but not really the biggest fan. Turrets, wow, the turrets are actually insanely ugly. Are you serious? Turrets are like these boxes. It looks like a cardboard box. Those are some ugly turrets. Well, in terms of looks, it's not getting too many points so far, but looks doesn't decide strength. And ultimately, function over form is probably the way to go. Let's see. Concealment. Let's add in a camo on it, so we get some idea of the stats on it. Let's put a base spec on it. There we go. Right, let's see. What kind of concealment do we have? Okay, please go away. Pop-ups. 5.7 at tier 10. Huh. That is quite good. Speed, once again, though. Okay, so that's going to be the Royal Navy downside. That's going to be the Royal Navy DD downside. It's going to be that speed. You are very slow for a destroyer. So yes, speed flag will add a bit to it, but you're still going to be left in the dust by everything else. That's pretty significant. AA, once again with no defensive AA value, defensive AA to boost it, pretty useless. Only 10 km torps. Only 10 km torps at tier 10. Wow. Questionable. You have 10 of them, and the cooldown is going to, once again, I think, is that identical cooldown to tier 9? It looks like it. Yeah, it's identical cooldown. 17k damage, pretty good concealment on them. They're quite fast at 62 knots, but 10 km still only. Interesting. How is the firepower? 2.5 second reload. Holy crap, that's a fast reload. Holy moly, that is a fast reload. That is actually going to be terrifying. So these box turrets might look ugly as sin, but clearly they get the job done. Shell velocity very slow for small caliber, and the caliber very small as well, but that reload is no joke. The health also quite impressive at 24k. Huh. I don't know. How much of a lead upgrade is this from the Utland though? It's 1 second additional reload, which is pretty big when you're already down to 3.5. Percentage wise, it's a really big DPM deal. Interesting. The concealment is good, slightly faster as well. Turning circle not the best at 630, but that's not bad at all. Perfectly playable, no issues there. I think one of the major issues with this line is it's really good at pushing up into IGN DDs, catching them off guard, and then bring with the concealment, and then bringing that huge Daka to bear. But the major weaknesses, and because of the Hydro, it's almost no risk of being torped. The major weaknesses though is going to be how the hell do you get out if you get radared when you're so damn slow? The top tier, how good is the top tier Hydra? 3.9 km ship detection. Yeah, like German DDs are still gonna wreck it when it comes to fighting in caps. Cause smoke is pretty damn good at high tier. Pretty damn good. You get 3 superintendent probably necessary or mandatory pretty much. Interesting. Pure gunboat build on this ship might actually be hilarious. Like, instead of trying to go for the torps, you just go for this. 2.2 second reload. Then you add in BFT and you get a 2 second reload by default. 2 second stock reload, like, and then you add in AR on top. Wow. In terms of pure firepower, the daring is absolutely going to be scary. How it actually plays remains to be seen, because dealing with a ship that has low shell velocity and slow speed is going to be a struggle. The range is really good, but we'll see how much you can use that range, because small caliber shells plus slow shell velocity equals moon landing arcs. Like, this is going to be worse than USDDs. So trying to hit stuff at 14 kilometers might be very, very iffy. That remains to be seen, though. That remains to be seen. Let's see. Let's check out the other 2 ships. The Jean Bart. I want to see that one. Where you at? Oh, here we go. Oh, hello. This is the new tier 9 then. I mean, these guns need to be something absolutely magical. I'm saying right now, these guns already look garbage. Like, this already looks garbage tier at tier 9. Simply because these guns don't look impressive enough. They better give it something insane in terms of dispersion or reload, because you can't have 2x4 guns. You can't have 2x4 guns 380mm at tier 9. I mean, what the hell? That's nowhere near the competition. It does have the new consumable though, this is interesting. This consumable is very interesting for those that aren't aware. Reduces main battery loading time by 50%, and it's active for 30 seconds. So in effect, if we get a reload of what, 26, we'll be able to cut it down to 13 seconds. So you'll be able to squeeze out 3 volleys if you time it right. You pop it, then you shoot. Yeah, you should be able to squeeze out 3 volleys in roughly that in that half a minute. I still don't think that's enough though to make up for the rest of the ship. It does have insane AA. I remember when they posted the stat previews. How's the heal? The heal looks standard. Speed boost standard. Yeah, nothing special there. How's the armor? 32, 32, 30. Oh wow! So this one is just like the Alsace. And the Richelieu. It's incredibly vulnerable to HE spam, and Yamato of course eats it alive. Oh, and Musashi is gonna of course eat it alive because 32mm armor gets overmatched. First thing, the 380mm guns though, and only 8 of them. Yeah, questionable. The whole nose-in tactic that works well for the Dunkirk, you're gonna struggle with it at high tier when the real HE spammers like a Hindenburg, Zhao, Conqueror shows up. But the real one thing I remember about this thing was the insane AA. Let's see. Oh my. These AA values are absolutely monstrous. The thing to keep in mind here is that this ship doesn't have any short or mid-range AA. All the AA is long range, and these values are already absolutely insane. I'm pretty sure this has better AA than the Republic. But if they're trying to sell a tier 9 battleship with the basis of it having good AA, I don't think there's going to be too many interested buyers. Because, well, initial impressions is that this gun power is so far from being enough at tier 9 to be interesting that it's not even funny. Unless they give it some like really spicy dispersion to make up for it, because 380mm will struggle to overmatch pretty much anything, and it's just so little firepower in comparison. It is so little firepower in comparison. So we'll have to see what they do with the values on those guns to make it more interesting. Speed is pretty okay, rudder shift pretty okay. Or well, rudder shift is pretty bad, but turning circle is pretty okay, considering it's going to be a fast ship. What kind of concealment can we get on this thing? Let's fiddle around here a bit. Basic build. So we can get a 12.3. That's a pretty nice concealment. I still don't think it's enough though. We'll have to see what they do about these guns. We'll have to see what kind of values they give these guns. Because initial impression is that this gun power is severely lagging behind. Even with the reload booster. Because ultimately the reload booster is just a... it's got an 80-second cooldown. And with Superintendent you got 4 of them. So you'll be able to get some clutch DPM in, but is it gonna be enough? Doubt. I'm expressing a lot of doubt here. We'll see. We'll see how they design this one. We'll see how they fundamentally design this one, but cannot say I'm too impressed initially. So this is case... well, okay, so it says pretty much Citadel hidden at waterline. Yeah, this is pretty standard French. Oh well, let's finally check out the Prinz Eitel Friedrich. Prinz Eitel Friedrich. Here we go. The upcoming tier 6. 4x 350mm guns. Oh wow. Damn. I do have to say, like, the way the looks on German ships in this game is enough to turn you into a wearable. Because in general, the way the German ships looks are always pretty goddamn amazing. Although I'm not sure about this tower in the middle. Very low hull by the looks of it. This hull looks really low. Is it just me? Let's look at the Bayern. Oh, it's so much longer than the Bayern though. The hull might be... no, the hull looks slower because the ship is so damn long. Holy crap, that is a long ship in comparison. I mean, god damn. That is some serious difference in size. So it's obviously a huge ship. 52k health. How's the armor? How is the armor? We got our normal German turtleback, of course. 25 mil. That's not very impressive. That is not going to be very impressive at all. Let's just check out the turtleback. Yeah, we do have it protecting our ship. Actually, the Citadel is just so deep underwater. It's going to be extremely hard to hit at close ranges. Is that even a turtleback? I don't think there's even a turtleback. It's just the Citadel is just below and under it, so it's just going to be hard to reach it. That is a lot of armor protecting it though. Yeah, I doubt this thing is going to be Citadel much. What's the reload on these guns? 24. That's pretty interesting. A lot of secondary Dakka, but the range isn't very impressive. 70.8 km range, that's perfectly fine for tier 6. AA, pretty decent. This is like normal German spec. You go manual AA to boost these AA guns. Speed 28 knots, that's pretty fast for tier 6. 28 knots is not bad for tier 6 at all. Whoa, and the concealment is god tier. Are you serious? Look what happens if we... Whoa. Look what happens if we build concealment expert on this thing. Let us take a look here. $10.7? Truly a pocket battleship. More like a hidden in your pocket battleship. Goddamn. This one could be quite interesting. Because I really love the Scharnhorst. And this one looks like it can play like quite a stealthy. It looks fast. It looks fairly mobile. Very good concealment. The firepower is somewhat lacking to the... Well, it's not really that lacking, because the 24-second reload is pretty spicy. I mean, Bayern, of course, has significantly more firepower with 380s, but the reload is night and day. Wow. The health pool isn't bad either. What the hell? Wait, no, this must be stock. Yeah, this one gives it 51.6. The Eitel Friedrich looks pretty interesting. Of course, it will suffer from being tier 6. And in general, I fundamentally struggle to recommend tier 6 premiums simply because you face 99% of the game being up tiered, which makes life pretty rough. Still though, this was just the first early look. As I mentioned, these are all these stats are subject to change. Everything we just looked at can change completely. All I tried to do was get an idea of how these ships will play, what's going to be their strength, weakness, gimmick, and so forth. And I hope you guys enjoyed it, since I wanted to have an idea myself as well. I'll talk to you guys later.